video about judging. In this video you'll learn everything about judging, well nearly almost everything about judging at competitions. So I'll be giving you a basic overview on how to judge, and at the end I'll discuss some minor details later. So first what you want to do is go take a cube. So you'll be like a scrambled cube. There'll be a scrambled cube waiting for you at the scrambling table. Sometimes it will be covered by a cover slip or a scorecard. Sometimes it will be a cube cover, and that's great because the competitor can't see the cube at all. Just take a scrambled cube, but when you take the scrambled cube, make sure it is scrambled, because sometimes if you bring it up, it will be solved. So when you take the cube, look at the scorecard or whatever's covering it. Usually there'll be, of course there'll be a scorecard next to it, and call the competitor. So once you take up the card and the cube and the scrambled cube, call the competitor and make sure they follow you to the corresponding table you asked them to sit in. Or usually they'll have a preference or something. If they can't hear you, probably yell a little louder, or if your voice is too soft, maybe you should ask someone else to yell for you. When you get to the scrambling table, make sure they do not see any aspects of the cube, so it should be completely covered. So from their point of view, they cannot see the cube at all. Usually the scorecard won't be this big, but you should still cover it as much as you can, because apparently in the new WC regulations, you can't leave any sides exposed. So once it gets settled, or at least somewhat settled, take your stopwatch. I have a stopwatch right here, and I have the cube cover. So I'll have the cube cover right here, and of course usually I won't be sitting down like this. So once you get the stopwatch ready, make sure it's reset, and make sure the timer is reset, because usually from the previous competitor they'll have a time right there, and you just want to press the reset button on the timer. Just by pressing the reset button, yeah. So once you do that, ask them if they're ready. Sometimes they'll take, I don't know, 30 seconds to get ready. I usually take no more than 6 seconds, so if you judge me, you're very lucky. So when they ask you if you're ready, if they say yes, as soon as you reveal the cube, so you pull off the whatever is blocking the cube, you should immediately start the stopwatch. So you just start the stopwatch like that. Make sure it's immediate, because at this stage you're timing their inspection. Okay, so they're in their inspection phase. You have 15 seconds to inspect the cube. So when your stopwatch reaches 8 seconds, you should say 8 seconds, audible enough so that they can hear it. So you let them know. When it reaches 12 seconds, however, you should say go, because the timer takes 1 second to go from a red light to green light. More like half a second, but whatever. So when it reaches 12 seconds, you should yell go, and that's when they should start solving. And basically, if they go over 15 seconds, that's a 2-second penalty. Okay, so just remember that. And if they go over 17 seconds also, then that's a did not finish, or DNF, and you should take note of that. So when they're solving, you should make sure they don't do this and then secretly stop the timer or something. I don't know what kind of secret tricks competitors have. So they'll be solving, and then let me just get this solved. Okay, so when you're judging, you should make sure they stop the timer properly. So make sure they don't stop it like this, or again, I don't know what they would do. So make sure they stop it with their hands at least. So make sure after this phase, make sure you check the cube is solved, because make sure it is actually solved. Sometimes when they put it down, they'll put it down like this, and that is a penalty actually. So that is that's a plus 2 second penalty on their part. And so the way you tell it's a 2 second penalty is if it's over 45 degrees, that's like a quarter turn, half a turn. If it's over 45 degrees, then it will be a 2 second penalty. It's really hard to tell from the camera, but if it's like this, then it's solved. If it's this, then it will be a 2 second penalty. However, if there are two misalignments, like you do this and you do this, and that's over 45 degrees, then it's a DNF, or did not finish. Basically, it's a disqualified solve. So, over 45 degrees, that's a plus 2 second penalty. So once you take note of that, however, you should definitely write their score on the scorecard. I mean, you want to get their times across, so. So my time was 25.69. So on my scorecard, I will write down 25.69 under the corresponding solve number that they're doing. It should be pretty clear where I should put that. However, if they have a 2 second penalty, so here it is, if it's just a regular, if they have a penalty, you should write it as 25.69 plus 2, make sure you write the plus 2, equals 27.69. It's like you're writing on a math equation. So like that. And if it's a DNF, well, you should put DNF, and then in parentheses, you should write their time. It's like kind of like a function, except it's not really a function. I mean, you're disqualifying it. Other than that, so after that is done, at some competitions there will be some roles called a runner, who picks up the cubes that the judges are holding. So once you have that, and then you hold up your card like that, like just hold it like this, and sometimes you will need to hold the cube, most of the time. If it's their first, second, third, fourth solve, then you need to hold up the cube because that needs to be scrambled again. I mean, they want more solves, so hold up the cube and the runner will hopefully come and get it. If the runner takes too long, I guess you could just go over to the scrambling table and put it there. At the fifth solve, however, they can take the cube back. That's for sure. Can't keep a cube. And so yeah, that's pretty much all there is. A few quick details, however. When they stop the timer, like that, they cannot go back and touch the cube, because if they do, that means it will be a DNF. If they touch the cube after stopping it, then it's a DNF. Yeah. When you're judging, be sure not to disturb the competitor or anything by talking to them or distracting them. I mean, no one likes annoying judges or anything. So I guess that's about it for judging. If you have any questions or comments or any remarks you would like to make, leave them in the comment section below, and I will hopefully get back to you. Or you can personal message me through YouTube or email, whatever. And yeah, so see you guys in another video.